Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. 50 wins in a row. Can you believe it? You should, because we just got off a streak like 2 months ago where we had 60-something. So, oh my god. Look at this. Look at this. What more can you say? Good speed. It's an okay rate of fire. It's good HP. It's, I guess we're gonna be walking into this room anyway. Damage is okay. Like, nothing scary at all right here. Very good start, of course, getting Hierophant early. It just smooths out a lot of the things that maybe are like, oh, excuse me, sir? Are you crazy? I just walked over here. Hey. Hold on. I'm having trouble establishing, you know, momentum at the start of this, because this is, one of the strangest rooms. I don't know if I've ever seen this room before, which seems to be happening quite a lot lately. Maybe they've accidentally put some of the DLC in. That doesn't really make any sense, but I mean, this is one heck of a room to start on. I'm taking some damage I shouldn't be taking. I think everybody can recognize that fact. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure that one out, but at the same time, this is the first room of the game. It's a little bit spicy, that's alright. We just lost almost all of our Spirit Heart boon that we just got. But anyway, I do have to say, I'm not eating my words quite yet. But last week, I believe it was 1 week ago today, I said, you know, I think people complain about being tired too much. I said it, and if you don't recall, I built in the joke for the future. Because that's, you know, I'm a long-term planning sort of guy, as you know. Where, like, you know, when we have our kid, if I get 3 hours of sleep a night and I complain about it a lot, the clip can be thrown back in my face because I think that'll be funny. However, last night, I gotta tell you, terrible night's sleep. And it's not like an anxiety thing, it's literally, before we went to bed, I remember, like, one of the last things Kate said before bed was like, it looks like Ruka's gonna go crazy tonight. And Ruka, if you're not familiar, is our oldest cat. He, around 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m., just started meowing. He goes into, like, the most resonant part of the house and just meows, like, into the resonance area so that it generates, like, the perfect echo, and it sounds like a choir of Gregorian chanters going, okay, so I just remember that, well, actually, now that I think about it, it's all coming back to me now. I was also fast asleep. Maybe at just slightly earlier than that. I remember waking up when my Bluetooth headphone, I do sleep with headphones in. I remember waking up when my Bluetooth headphone roused me rudely from sleep because it ran out of power with a shrill beep and then went, power off. And I was like, well, that's already a little bit of a kick in the teeth to some extent. And then Ruka meowing, like, insanely. I woke up, like, right after he started, and I looked up and looked at Ruka. And when I looked to my left, Kate was also up and looking at Ruka. And then I looked a little further beyond that, and even Tomo, our other cat, was in his spot that he likes to sleep in, looking at Ruka. And that's where I really felt the solidarity. I was like, if even the cat is like, shut up, then you gotta take that under advisement, buddy. But what do you do about a cat that meows at night? I really feel like there's not a whole lot you can do. People are like, well, you don't give them attention because that'll reinforce the behavior. That's probably true. You know, I have taken a few psychology classes in my day. I understand classical and operant conditioning, but at the same time, they kind of lead to the same end regardless, right? Like, if I don't wake up and give the cat some attention, he just keeps meowing. And as a result, the end result is that I'm still awake. It's a tough issue. Anyway, I don't know if there is a fix for it except for get used to it. Consider it, again, sleep training for when our child arrives. And I stand by. I mean, today is not that bad. I just feel a little hazy. But I stand by the idea that, you know, a little bit of sleep deprivation is not that bad. I'm not going to say it's good. Of course, given the choice, you would rather sleep a lot. Or sleep enough, let's say. I still think... I still have a very macho attitude about it. We'll see if that changes. It may. But I really like, and I know I said this exact phrase before. Oh my god. So you would normally take Book of Shadows here, but I'm actually going to play the loyalty card and say the deck of cards has been good enough that it deserves a chance to shine. I also want to say that with decent stats, it's still taken us 5.5 minutes to get to the boss on this floor, which is too long. That is like 2 floors worth of time for 1 floor worth of progress. Come on now. But I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Something stupid, if I remember correctly. We'll see if that changes. We'll see about that. The old man just doesn't get it, does he? So this run is, well, this floor as of right now has not really improved us in terms of our offense. But in terms, oh, let's go, baby. In terms of our defense, we've gotten, like, unbelievably stacked. Oh, come on. That's what we're looking for. So many Spirit Hearts. 1/3 of the way towards Bookworm. And a range upgrade. That's not really going to change things all that much, / not at all, but that's okay, that's life. I think we will check this out. We got enough Spirit Hearts. Now, the important thing to remember is that we cannot rely on deck of cards to give us the Hierophant over and over and over. But if it, you know, it's already given it to us enough that we really should just be thankful, quite frankly, for what it's done. I also think that Bumbo is, you know, I'm torn on whether you want to get it early or later, because early, you get more time to use it, but later, you don't need the money that it drops as much. You know, the opportunity cost is a lot lower. Got very lucky to find the secret room there. But I can't deny that, like, I mean, even, oh, sorry, Bumbo. Even just this situation right here has turned out really well for us. Bumbo's already at stage 2, and, you know, red hearts obviously are pretty common drops. We got nothing to worry about. This seems like a slow but steady, maybe not guaranteed win, but pretty close to guaranteed win. And now, you know, you gotta have goals, and I do think that this is worth it even in spite of the speed down. You gotta have goals. My goal is always, like, number 1, I'm looking at this run. Sorry, I almost took that. And I'm looking 1 run ahead. You know what I mean? So like, winning this run is the most important thing. Putting yourself in a good place where you can, you know, get good habits in place so you can win the next one. If you do that, that's all you need to do. You know, it's like working out. I know this is a very caricature aspect of my own personality right now. But you don't have to, if you want to squat 400 pounds, you don't go into the gym day 1 and go like, alright, let's start on 350 and work from there. Unless you're, you know, naturally very strong or you have a history of it in the past. All you don't have to worry about squatting 400 pounds. All you got to worry about is go to the gym. When you say you're going to go to the gym, up the weights, you know, when it feels appropriate to up the weights, and then eventually you could find yourself squatting 400 pounds. You've achieved your goal through doing a series of smaller goals in advance. You know what I mean? Okay, Bumbo, you're gonna hit stage 3 here. There's no doubt in my mind you're gonna hit stage 3. There he is. He can no longer fly, though. Okay, shielded tears are very good. Sometimes. Depends. You want to have a high rate of fire to deal with it, but... And I'll take that. I'm glad the telepills didn't screw us there. We should have thought about that a little harder, maybe, but... Now I can take the money. But I will say that, like, my midterm goal is to, we gotta match that previous streak that we had. Because losing, I mean, that streak was special to me. It was maybe, like, the second best streak I've ever had. It was up there, at least. I'll try it. Not bad. Maybe the second best streak we've ever had. Oh, we'll start on the tinted rock. Small rock would be really nice. Even, oh, that's terrible. I was gonna say, even if it just gives us spirit hearts, we're okay, but I forgot there was a third outcome. Watch out, that's the Troll Engine's music. It'd sure be a shame if it paid out with nothing at all. That's the Seinfeld theme song. All credit to Seinfeld baseline.wave for that one. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I mean that streak was okay, that's fine. That streak kind of came out of nowhere for us. And then to lose it was traumatic, you know, but we made it through. To equal it soon after with another streak would be, or right after, really, would be really like self-actualizing for me. I would feel like we did a wonderful job, and we've truly become, you know, decent Isaac players. The kind of Isaac player I thought I didn't have in me, quite frankly. Roid Rage is very nice. And, you know, we have enough HP to consider this. The only thing is a one-heart deal tends to be bad, and it is. Well, it probably is. Well, it probably is. You have no idea how Isaac-y it would be for this to be terrible. What can you say? If that doesn't sum it up right there, paying money to get the shovel is already not bad, and then the shovel opens up a crawl space that has a bad item in it. But you know what? Strange Attractor is not the kiss of death by itself. Thank God that's not the tower. But it's just funny. I understand why, you know, if you're trying to do a long-term streak, maybe you look at floors with question marks and you say no. You say no thank you, but we did actually pick up some... Well, you don't have to say no thank you to every question mark, you know. You know what you're gonna get from a blood bank, within reason. You know what you're gonna get from... You know, the Devil Deal only has so many items in the pool. It's not like you're accidentally gonna pick up a Devil Deal item that ruins your run. I can't really think of a situation where that would happen. The only one I could think of is one where you probably shouldn't have been buying a deal with the devil in the first place because your HP is so low. I really think Strange Attractor is not that bad for us here. It's definitely not good. Strange Attractor is one of those items in the game that I think has essentially no benefit. I apologize. I think people overrate like cute effects. You know my thoughts on the subject. I don't respect the cute play most of the time. I respect a good play. Hey, but if you miss with the shot, now it'll home into enemies. Yeah, incredible. Or the enemies will home into it, I should say. That would be really something if we were playing a game where your shots didn't go perfectly straight where you aimed them. Like if I was playing Call of Duty and the enemies warped in front of my bullets, I'd be like, this is the greatest gun in the game. I'm playing a game where I could pretty much hit whatever I want to hit. So I will accept very little dissent on the efficacy and usefulness of Strange Attractor. Okay, there might be some fringe scenarios where it makes a difference, but I think here we're sitting pretty. I am gonna try this. Why come to the shop? This is a very good question. Why come to the shop when you have Curse of the Unknown or Curse of the Blind? You're not gonna buy any of those items. You don't want them. But everything is still fine here. So yeah, I mean, in Isaac terms, I'm feeling good. Today is a Wednesday. I gotta tell you, without spoiling anything, because I think my biggest backlog right now is for baseball. If you're not... There's two series, like... Of course I'm gonna recommend, like, everything, right? If you're not watching Monster Train, you should watch Monster Train. It's extremely good. If you're not watching baseball, you should watch baseball. It's some of the best content Malf and I have ever produced. Full stop. And I gotta tell you, the time is right to get involved because you are not ready for episode 24. You're not ready. The run that we have at the end of the season is gonna blow you away. You're not ready. Quite frankly, you're just not ready. So here's what we're gonna do. One sec. We're gonna use 2 of clubs. We're gonna use this because we don't care. We're gonna pop this down and blow it up. Extremely worth it. We're going to open this. We're going to telepills out. And then we're going to leave. And hope that we don't have Curse of the Blind on the next floor. But we are, we're having a good time. The baseball videos were recorded yesterday and are incredible. Could not recommend them enough. I think the secret room... Oh, I thought it was below us, actually. My mistake. And I had a good Unity yesterday, too. Still very, very busy, not throwing that out there as, like, a complaint. Just throwing that out there as context. Oh my god, it's a third Curse of the Blind in a row. Am I a joke to you? We gotta throw in shots on the diagonals here because we can't hit anything else. Thanks to Shielded Tears, but that's okay. Death card, actually pretty nice. Hate this room, so sure, why not? Blank rune. Yo, Bumbo tanked a hit for me there, I think. Again, for all of my complaints, this run is like... Work with me? Did not work with me. This run is really, really good. We have no real problems, I would say. Except that we've picked up a few dubious items, but... Bumbo more than makes up for it. Yikes! Come on, man. Can't be taking hits like that. You know how it is. Wonder if there were 2 secret rooms on the last floor because of that moon card. Is that what the moon card does, or am I losing it? All right, I'll just call it. We need to tighten up a little bit here. I'm taking a lot of damage, specifically due to my own laissez-faire attitude towards Strange Attractor. The Peeper. Oh my god. This is a great run to test your will. Honestly, it's not a test of skill yet; it's a test of will. You know what? We should use the pill to see, or the rune to see if it's Dagaz. So let's use this one right off the bat. We might as well save it for a room just in case it's alges or something. But because again, you know, well, what does Thanos say, dude? The hardest choices require the strongest wills, right? We recognize that it is the Gauze. Oh, no, it's... I actually don't know what it was. That's the Gauze? I can't tell. I can't tell. The smart play is probably to not take dubious question marks, right? But, like, if we didn't take dubious question marks, would we be missing out on some stuff? Yeah, we probably still would have taken the pentagram just because it happened to be in, Let's Go. It happened to be in a curse room, which is, you know, pretty solid for us most of the time. You can get the tower, but it's low percentage. Didn't get the 72% chance for the deal with the devil there, which hurts. And we saw the item, which means that we know what we're working with here. Okay, so let's go to the shop. The shop could have some good stuff, and honestly, just getting that torn photo is really good. But for the love of God, just no... How about no curse at all on the next floor? No curse of the blind, no curse of the unknown, no curse of the floors are big, no curse of the haha, you thought you were going into this room, but you actually went into this room instead. How about just no curses? I like the way you work it, no curses. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. So I'll tell you, you guys are both getting blown up here. That's my money, thank you. And it's telepills. We're going to blow you up. Because we want that. We would really appreciate a chance to get something from this demon judgment. Okay, that's extremely good. We're starting to make it happen here. This is one, I would say that the level of concern I have on this run right now is like 3 out of 10. I'm not particularly perturbed as of right now. I am gonna telepills out though. I don't want to fight these guys. I'm not particularly concerned as of now. Good morning. But you gotta stay fresh. And again, one day it's possible or even plausible. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. That we're going to lose the level of Spirit Heart support that we've had. Oh, I didn't even see you there. From Hierophant. And the whole thing could start to fall into jeopardy, you know? Or even double jeopardy, starring Ashley Judd. And Benjamin Bratt. I know in your head you thought, he doesn't know. He doesn't know who the male lead was in Double Jeopardy. Well, actually, you're right, because the male lead was not Benjamin Bratt. The male lead, I believe, was Tommy Lee Jones. But the romantic interest, who was kind of the tertiary, or the secondary male character in the movie, sure, let's do that now. Was Benjamin Bratt. Or vice versa, you know what I'm saying. Alright, give me compass. Give me a key. Then we're gonna come back here. We gotta play this Demon Judgment.
Friends till the end.
Yeah, we're gonna grab this. It's gonna be a bit of a longer run. And that's okay. We respect it. Come on. I don't even know if I would like to see Alges. Well, we don't know. Come on, come on. Alright. Acid, baby. Pretty low tier payout, but we got a guaranteed deal with the devil on the next floor. We got, you know, we've almost doubled our rate of fire on this floor. We got a good thing going on here. And of course, we're at like nearly full HP. It's not a run you can really complain about. Except, you know there was an except coming there. I'm just waiting for the offensive item to kickstart the new Millennium here, you know? Probably try to open this. It is Alges. That's very nice. I still have no idea what that is, but we got another one anyway, so... Ah, yeah. Run into the enemies to try to get the Demon Heart to pay out. Okay, we're getting insanely lucky. Do we know this? We don't know this. We should probably stop taking these pills. Mostly because we know one of them is a question mark. And that is not gonna benefit us. Anyway, what's going on in my life? It's pretty little, you know? I'm not sure if you've watched an episode since, you know, around the middle of March. Not a whole heck of a lot happening right now. Just, I mean, in the global sense, more is happening than maybe has happened at any one period since my birth. But in like a local, like, hey, what'd you get up to this week sort of sense, pretty low-key. Pretty, oh, well, not a strong move there. Pretty muted, sort of, you know, daily, routine. That's okay. Like, I'm literally at that point right now where I was like, man, you know what I did yesterday outside of work? I took down the recycling. That was kind of exciting. Why? Because we had, like, a lot of it, dude. You weren't there, okay? I revolutionized our recycling system storage, okay? So we got, just stop wasting your time on this one. We got a couple of bins from IKEA for storage. One of them is containers. Cans, bottles, glass, and plastic. They go into that. And then the other one is for mixed paper products. You know, a cereal box or something that's done. You know, small cardboard boxes that have been flattened. And then, well, you know what? Let's go here with this bit. I have almost become like the HOA sort of person that I think people hate. You know, we have shared facilities in my living situation. Like, we don't put our garbage at the end of the road. We have, like, you know, some dumpsters, and then a company comes around and, you know, a bunch of people use the dumpsters. The company takes the dumpsters to the landfill. It takes the recycling to the recycling facilities, and so on and so forth. I'll tell you, when I took the recycling down yesterday, inside one of the paper dumpsters, it's going to be recycled, don't sweat it. But, you know, you're supposed to flatten your cardboard. Because when you flatten your cardboard, it makes the dumpster be able to hold a lot more cardboard so everybody can put their cardboard in it. Instead of just you being able to put your cardboard in it and you're like, I don't want to take the time to flatten this box. So instead, I'm going to make somebody have to keep their recycling, you know, in their house for twice as long because of the fact that I just can't be bothered, you know? I swear to God, I got down there. There must have been a box that was 3 meters long by 1 meter wide. And I very nearly, and this is sincere, I very nearly took out the box because it was not folded. It was sticking out of the dumpster like a sore thumb. I was going to bring it to their front doorstep and put it down. What stopped me? A couple of things. One is, I really hit that moment of like, they did something wrong, but who cares? It's not that bad. And then the other one was like, trust me, I was not that concerned about getting involved in a confrontation, but it was more like, do I want to be that person? And I think I decided that the answer was no. But I'll tell you, I was, why did I dump the cancer trinket to pick up Snot Goblin? I don't know, because I got upset. Here's the thing, they uniformly in my demographic, they're against HOAs, okay? An HOA, by the way, is a homeowner association that is notorious online for kind of like ridiculous rules. Like, you know, if you live in a neighborhood that's administrated by an HOA, there's a lot of stuff that, honestly, I think people should not care about that is mandated under HOA to care about. Like, for example, oh, you tried to paint your house tan? I'm sorry, in this neighborhood, we've decided that you can only choose beige or taupe or sandalwood. And you, first off, you signed the contract because you had to sign the contract to get the place, but secondarily, you're destroying our property value with your tan house, Susan. This is a taupe neighborhood. That stuff is ridiculous, okay? And to some extent, I mean, it really depends on where you stand on this issue, right? Of almost like personal liberty versus like, you know, living like a complete slob. I'm still figuring it out, you know. This is kind of my first foray into this department. But here's my thinking, you know, I don't really care if my neighbors, you know, change their blinds or really do anything related to that sort of stuff. But if your neighbor has like a bunch of old school buses on the front of their lawn and they're, you know, leaking motor oil into the ground and the HOA is like, hey, can you get those off the lawn and you know, maybe we'll call the EPA to deal with this. I kind of understand stuff like that, I guess, at least. Related, not just like the aesthetics of the neighborhood, because I think that stuff's like real petty, but like, you know, the safety and... I don't know what other word I would use. I feel like safety is kind of enough of the surroundings. But I don't know. A lot of people do have the attitude, and I don't quite know where I sit on this one. That is like, well, I mean, if I bought the place, I should be able to do whatever I want. With, you know, within the rules of the law. I can definitely understand that reasoning as well. But I'm also like simultaneously, you know, if you put out like, you know, a bunch of barbed wire around your property, we live in a nice neighborhood, then I'd be like, you know what, you're freaking people out. You're freaking people out. Just relax, weirdo. I haven't figured out quite where I sit on that one. But I also, here's the real problem with HOA, okay? And we got this because we have like a council and stuff like that, that makes the rules. And that's why, like, you know, every time I'm around the neighborhood, I see like new signs that are like, if your dog poops here, we're going to send you to prison for life. And I'm like, okay, well, let me just, I mean, we don't have a dog, but let me just explain to my dog if I had one, like, hey, don't poop here, or daddy's going to go to prison, you know? You gotta, I mean, of course you gotta clean it up no matter what. But I think the real problem with, and I really feel like, you remember like a couple of months ago, if you've watched for a long time, I did a bit about like local politics and how, you know, a lot of people are engaged at the federal political level. I am a supporter of X party, I'm a supporter of X politician, you know, blah, blah, blah. That's my dude or that's my lady, right? And then at like the state or provincial level, probably like less than a third of the people who care federally care at a state level. I would hazard to guess that most British Columbia residents probably do not know the name of our premier. I do, of course, is John Horgan. And I think that's probably true in America as well. I think a lot of people, especially if you ask like the average young person, like, hey, who are your state senators? I'm sure a lot of them would know. But I also think a lot of them would be like, I know I should know, but I have no idea. And then at the local level, people are like, I don't even know what you do, so I don't care. If you get even further, so like, you know, I voted for, you know, mayor and city council in the last election, and I can't wait to vote in the next one. Because I'm not even sure if they're doing anything, okay? However, when we get like a pamphlet in our mailbox that's like, hey, we're gonna have a plebiscite about what to do in this neighborhood with respect to this. I'm like, come on, you think I'm a loser? I don't care about that stuff. So what happens is like the smaller scale. And this is a little bit ageist. What I'm about to say is a little bit ageist, and I recognize it, okay? The smaller the scale and the smaller the stakes, the less people who have busy things going on in their lives care, you know? So people who have kids, who work, you know, they tend to be like, whatever you guys name that park is cool with me. I got other things to do. And this is true with the HOA stuff too. That leaves exclusively an impassioned and perhaps also bored electorate. I'm just gonna say it. Old retirees who need something to occupy their time. So they treat things like, you know, hey, you've got, and we got a notice actually, like in our parking spot, we had our bikes. Did we, wait, was it? No, it was our winter tires. We had our winter tires in our parking spot, and we got slapped with like a formal written warning that was like, according to code SC-131, thou shall not have anything in thou's parking spot except for their car and also bicycles, which have tires, but apparently it's not a, they didn't appreciate the semantics of that argument. And I was like, you know what, look, I think we can afford to lose Bumbo. We do have, they did take Bumbo. I was really hoping they wouldn't. And then these items ended up being trash, but hey, it was a decent smelt opportunity. I'm not, look, again, it sounds maybe defeatist, but we just put those in storage for one, and secondarily, I got other stuff on the go. I don't really want to spend, you know, hours and hours of my time fighting to keep my tires in the parking spot. You know, it's about picking your battles. Instead, I'll just make fun of them to my audience of, I don't know, 30,000 people watching this, and I'll feel like I got the win as a result of that. Which is why, and when we moved here, I was like, dude, I'm totally gonna like run for council, not city council, come on, but like, you know, HOA council, because I really think, you know, it's gonna be a lot of, and it's not that I think like, oh, retirees should not do this stuff. I just, you know, I think you benefit from a more balanced coalition, right? You got people, you know, you got young people, you got old people, you got retirees, you got people with jobs, you got people that are exclusively concerned about security, you got people that are exclusively concerned about noise, and then you got a couple of weirdos who are like, my neighbor left their shoes in the hallway and I don't know, it offends me. And they just like, you know, make that their personal crusade for like, you know, months. Hold on, we gotta be a little cool here. This really strange attractors causing some issues right now. And then what happened, I went to the, you know, the all hands meeting where the people ran for council, and people were running unopposed. You know, there's no, if you nominated yourself, you were gonna get on. And I said, I ain't got that kind of time. So you really, I do have to recognize you reap what you sow. But I'm balanced. I'm not fully anti-HOA. I recognize they got good things and bad things. The bad ones, I think, give a bad name to them all everywhere, and they're all probably a little bit not perfect. But I think that's also true of of governance in general to some extent. And I guess we're getting real serious here. Okay. By the way, this run, we do have Dark Judas, so I'm not really sweating this, but I'm kind of starting to sweat it. What if we telepills? What I would love to see is a lot of opportunities for us. No. At least poison him. I'd love to see a lot of opportunities for us to get demon hearts and then not take them. I think, you are bad enemies. You're just bad enemies. How do you feel about that? I gotcha. I insulted you. Drop a demon heart, you cowards! Okay, so here's the deal. We do not pick up the demon heart. Maybe we pick up the black room, but we can afford to wait for a second. In fact, if we wanted to, you could get real spicy on this room, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Start running into these enemies, try to get more demon hearts out of it. Just one. It did not work. So you do not pick up the demon heart. I can't stress this enough. Everything is okay, but slightly scary, and I can taste bile in my throat. It really is, like, it's the strange attractor show, dude. Are you kidding me? Okay. I am one with the Force is one with me. Here's a thought. Would it kill you to give me 2 items? We did take Contract from Below recently. There you go. So that's a suckable item. Even Lemon Party might be worth something here. I'm a little nervous. That's really good for your damage. So we got Lemon Party, Black Rune, Retrovision. Need to keep this fully charged. Lemon Party is actually incredibly, potentially good for us. If we encounter a room with a lot of enemies who rush us, we will love to use Lemon Party so they run into a pile of waste. Highly dangerous, for the record. One of you being dead helps out an awful lot. That was a big room for us. That was a big one. The pill is gulp? Sure. Sure. I will say, what I wouldn't give for like 2 red hearts. What I wouldn't give for 2 red hearts. I would give a lot. I would give a little bit of my life for that. Okay, you gotta focus them. Just in general, you gotta focus as well. We know the patterns. We got the firmware locked into our brain to deal with this stuff. Did you see the shot there? It scared the crap out of me, dude. Oh my god. Mom's bra. Book of Revelations. Okay, you need Book of Revelations. And that's huge in and of itself. I think you suck them both up. This is, in theory, not a horrendous room for us. I mean, oh, that was really, really dumb. The kind of DPS we got coming out here is very nice. Okay, so let's take a second to just relax. We got 18 bombs. Would definitely look for your secret rooms. That's a good start. That is just a slap in the face. We do get one Holy Mantle on the boss as well. Let's say maybe here is the last spot we'll look for. I don't know if that would have even found it. We do get one Holy Mantle thanks to the blanket. So with the damage output we got, I gotta think that we're heavy favorites. But it didn't have to be like this, you know? Didn't have to be like this. You know what we're watching. I mean, shielded tears are very helpful as well. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay. Whoa. Oh, no. You just stay away from it. Just let the snot get you, dude. Alright, so that was way trickier than it had any right to be. And yet, here we are. Thanks for watching. A little spicy, but I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, click the like button. It helps me out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But again, for now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. See ya!